Yo! Welcome back to One More Mana. My name is Derik, and today we are already getting into D&D Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. When I say already, the whole set's been already previewed, but it just feels like I still haven't finished Modern Horizons yet, but it's here. Magic waits for no one, and I am ready to get into the top 5 most worthy cards from D&D Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. And I'm probably not going to say that whole name because that's a really long name, so I'm just going to call it the D&D set. Either way, we're getting into these top 5 D&D cards. There is some spice in here. I'm loving it. So I'm not a huge D&D player myself. I've played D&D a few times. Shout out Ceci. I find it fun. I don't know all the lore and that type of stuff though, so unfortunately for this set I can't dive as deep into lore for stuff. It's going to be more card mechanics, things like that, but I can't wait anyway. And with the rate that sets are getting released at, I feel like every other video is a video. For me, that's not a bad thing. I love to vent and just yell random things, but stuff's crazy. I know we probably have Innistrad start next week, so let's enjoy D&D while it's here. And if you want any of the amazing worthy cards in this set, or you just want any, maybe you're still catching up Modern Horizons 2, then head on over to TCG Player. TCG Player is amazing. Any of the cards you're looking for, you can find there. Any of the different art variants, foil versions, all that different type of stuff. It seems a little more simplified in the D&D set, and some of these alternate arts, these showcase frames are beautiful, so definitely go ahead and check them out. And if you use the affiliate link down below in the description, it'll help support the channel in the process. We always appreciate all the help. But now let's jump into this list. And I feel like at this time, we've done it a few times, so I don't have to go too deep into it. But when I say top 5 worthy cards, or cards that elicit reactions that make you feel some type of way. And as I say every time, these things that you're feeling, not necessarily negative, not necessarily positive. They could be surprising, angry, confused, sensual. You never know. You don't know how magic cards will make you feel, so it's going to be a wide range of things. But we'll start with number 5. And this card, this card definitely made me feel some things, and it is Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Now, I read this card, and I feel like this was one of the earlier previews for the set. I think this actually might have started literally in the middle of Modern Horizons 2 preview season. I read this card and I let out a squeal of a bruh. Normally there's a wide range. Mine was literally bruh. I can't even like repeat the noise. I can't recreate it. There was some sort of weird piggy squeal that came out of me in the sound of the word bruh when I saw this card. I love dumb mill decks. I really like mill. It's not very good in Commander, and I don't like combo mill. I like weird incremental mill. Shout out Scarab God. And this card just made me so happy because what it does is it punishes efficient, cheap mana bases. And as someone who always will have a love for big, stompy, crazy things, I'm also realizing this card's going to be terrible in the Mana Squad meta because outside of Ken's Restec, we're going to exile like 2 cards a piece. We really like stompy shit in our meta, which I love. But hey, if I sit down and someone's playing like a real low to the ground, storm, crazy stuff deck, this card is going to go crazy. And I love cards that scale and punish. Typically more powerful decks are the ones that are lower CMCs, and I love how that scales. If someone's sitting down with their Dino Tribal or just big stompy dumb stuff, it's really not going to hurt them too much, and I'm very excited to play this. Probably just going into Scarab God for now, but if I have enough fun, I'm just going to put in every blue deck. A little exile arbitrary number of cards never hurt anybody. Now at number 4, we have a card that made me say bruh in the saddest way possible, and it's Mimic. And look, this video might get demonetized. Y'all might judge me, and I do apologize for this language, but Mimics are freaking meanie pantses, yo. Quick aside, and maybe not that quick, excuse the rant, but one of my favorite things in the world, I love Magic and I love Soulsborne. Those are really like my 2 things that just make me happiest. I realize this is referring to the D&D Mimic, but it's the same thing as the one from Dark Souls. It's the same idea. I love Dark Souls. It is an emotional experience. It is intense. It is electrifying. It's sweat inducing, and you're going through some stuff. You're walking through these dungeons and you're fighting, and if you're me, you might have died 30 times in the last 5 minutes, and you finally make it to an area that seems safe, and you are ready to be rewarded for your hours of potentially wasted time, and you see a treasure chest and you get so excited, and wham, that thing just eats your face. And bruh. And that's the thing. When I see this card, I'm not going to think, oh, this is a cool little thing that sacks for mana and turns into a creature. No. I'm going to think of all those mimics that have done me wrong, and I will look at that mimic sitting across the battlefield, and I will say, bruh. And I'm going to blow that shit up. I don't know what I'm going to use, naturalize, whatever I have handy. I might just flick it off the table when you're not looking. I don't know. Either way, that mimic will not be on the table for very long when I'm there. Bruh, I've had some experiences. Felt some things, and yeah, Mimic is not my friend. And then at number 3, for the number 3 most bro-worthy card in this set, it is Xanathar Guild Kingpin. Now, this reminds me of Send Triplets. At least it's not taking stuff out of your hand, but you could just pick a person and just start playing stuff off the top of their deck. Now, I realize my favorite deck is my Scarab God deck, and I'm just stealing people's stuff the whole time. So, like, does this make me a hypocrite? Well, probably, but it doesn't make me wrong. Nobody likes getting their stuff stolen. It's just, and especially the fact that they get to see it, and I don't think you do, and they're just taking your stuff, and you're casting, and they're having all this fun, like, woo, I can cast your stuff, and you're just sitting there sad because you're knowing that's what you wanted to do. And I'm sure there's some even meaner stuff, just the moral sadness of seeing your stuff played. I know Lantern Control is a thing in a format that I don't play, so I'm assuming you can do some weird stuff with that, like locking people out. I don't know, this card seems mean. Xanathar gets the rare double bruh, because like, I don't want to see this thing across the table from me. It scares the crap out of me. It's going to be stealing my stuff. I don't like that. And the second bruh is the real, like, subtle bruh as I slide one into my Scarab deck while nobody's looking. Then at number 2, we have Asmodius the Archfiend. And this is one of those cards, it literally changed bruhs as I was reading it. I read Asmodius the Archfiend, so I was a devil god, and I was like, bruh. And then as I read the rest of the text, I just went, ugh, because, oh no, this is basically just Grizzlebrand with, like, minimal extra steps. It does a whole lot. It combos with a bunch of cards. I don't play that type of Magic, so I don't know, but I know it seems scary. And this is one of those cards that, if y'all haven't heard of Rule 10, probably for a good reason, because it doesn't actually exist, but I'm gonna make it up right now. So Rule 0 is a great, beautiful thing. You sit down before a game of Magic, you have conversations with your friends. What type of Magic are we trying to play? What kind of power level? What type of speed? All these different things. So you can have a great conversation, have a fun game of Commander. Well, Rule 10 is when someone pulls out a Commander like apparently Asmodius or Chulin or Corvold or one of those, Urza, all the big boogeymen of the format, and it just ramps stuff right up to 10, and there is no option but to kill that player first and then find out after the game, okay, now I'll look at this list. Oh, sure, you're playing Devil Tribal. Oh, sure, you're playing Urza Squid Tribal. I don't believe you, kind person. So instead, we are going to go ahead and look through the deck list after the game, and that's Rule 10ing. Probably shouldn't actually do that in public, but I'm gonna do it to my friends just because they don't like me anyway. It's cool. So either way, this is a Rule 10 card. This card is terrifying, and I'm sure you can do some really cool, fun stuff with it, but I'm not gonna believe you because I'm pretty sure I'll just die if this card hits the battlefield and somebody's got the right synergies going. Then at number 1, the number 1 most bro-worthy card in this set, or in this case, is actually a series of cards, and this is the best way to kind of get into this. And as I tell another brief aside in stories, we all have our guilty pleasures, and 2 of my most bestest guilty pleasures that I have are, 1, my Spotify playlist made up entirely of the Joe Bros and Harry Styles, and 2, my irrational love for Manlands. I don't know why I love Manlands so much in Commander, but I freaking love them. I have every deck up to this point that is 2 or more colors, and most of my decks are only 2 colors. I put whatever Manland I can in there, and I love something about turning a land into a creature, then punching someone with it just gives me this weird giddy joy. It's why I love Titania. It's why I love Noyan Dar so much. I just love being able to be like, haha, I've had this land sitting here, spend a whole bunch of mana and hit you for 4 damage. Bam, gotcha. It's one of my favorite things to do in Magic, and it makes me irrationally happy. And every time I build a deck, this is one of my many poor budget decisions. I really love getting like the full art foil fanciest versions of Manlands to put in my decks. They make me irrationally happy, and it's always been very, very manageable because, you know, if you have a 2-color deck, it's 1. Monocolor decks have none, and I don't really build heavy color decks. I typically only go 1 or 2 colors for most of my decks, so it was easy. Now, spoiler alert, it's the alternate frame, the showcase arts with the D&D manual things with all of the new Manlands we got. Now they're in 1 color. I mean, these are just beautiful. I love the art style. I cannot wait to see what these things look like in foil. I can't wait to stuff these into all my decks, and believe me, I am so excited. But I know for damn sure, as I build decks going forward, my wallet will definitely be saying bruh. And that is gonna do it for the top 5 bruh-worthy cards in D&D Adventures in the Forgotten Realm. Tell me what y'all think. How are y'all feeling about this set? I really, really like it. It seemed a little powered down, which to me is the best thing possible. It's super flavorful. Even as for somebody like me that only knows a little bit about D&D, I've been able to appreciate enough to just get really freaking excited for this set. Even the venture into the dungeon, there's all these different weird things that I can't wait to try out. art's awesome, which obviously I'm kind of biased for. So many good things. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Are there any cards that are making you say, bruh, that I missed? Because there is some weird, it's not overpowered, but there's some weird spice in here that I'm definitely going to have to be looking out for. As always, a huge shout out to all the patrons. We love and appreciate y'all so much. And make sure that y'all are definitely coming and checking out Commander Petty Saturdays at 8:30 Eastern time. We are going to be switching up times a little bit. We're going to try to stay Saturdays, but because of work schedules, we may be doing some early streams. Don't worry, the tweeter will be the place to find us. We'll always be tweeting out anytime time changes, all that type of stuff happens. But definitely come join us. It is always petty. It is always fun, and we always welcome more trash talk. I'm very excited to get into a lot more of Adventures in the Forgotten Realm, even though I still have some stuff from Modern Horizons 2 to do, and I'm pretty sure Innistrad Spoiler is going to be starting soon, so we'll squeeze in as much as we can before we get into all the new goodness. I can't help it. I get excited. I see new shiny things. But until then, I will see y'all next time.